The things that I thought were such a big deal before are not. What matters is raising this human and just getting snuggles from this little baby. Or like with
Mhm.
curling, obviously I want to win absolutely every game. Like I'm not there to lose. But at the end of the day, it's just a game. And like I get to go home to my family.
Welcome to Run It Back. I'm Alysia Montaño. Today, I'm joined by Tara Peterson, Team USA curler, Olympian, dentist, and mother. Tara has competed on the world stage alongside her sister, Tabitha Peterson, representing Team USA in curling while also balancing family life and career beyond athletics. Her story challenges the idea that athletes have to fit into one identity or one timeline. Tara, welcome to Run It Back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. What a great intro. Thank you.
Well, that's you doing so many incredible things. Last time we spoke, you were on your way to Milan, Cortina, which I know our nonprofit organization for All Mothers Plus was able to give you and your sister a grant. How was Milan, Cortina? How was it having the family there?
Oh, it was awesome. I every day actually at the office when I'm working, I get patients saying, it was so fun watching you curl. Like, tell me all about it. So I actually talk about it a lot. And they're like, you probably get sick of talking about this. I'm like, no, actually, you can ask me all you want. They're like, you get sick of hearing me like watching. I was like, no, I don't.
That's so awesome. I know it's such a unique experience.
Yeah.
So great.
It was awesome. The views in Cortina were unbelievable. Like it literally looked like we were on a green screen. Like the views that you wake up to every day with the mountains just right there.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then, having our family there was just way more, magical than you could even imagine. Just because 4 years ago it was COVID, so nobody could come. So that was my first Olympic experience where you're in the crowds there's nobody in the crowd, so you make a great shot and it's just crickets. I'm like, come on, where are my people pumping me up?
Yeah.
So just having the flip of that where we had friends and family and I'd look over and there's my baby just waving and blowing me kisses all the time was just really cool.
Oh, that's absolutely incredible. I know. I was actually, when you're talking about the sites of Milan Cortina, I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, what winter sport would I do so I can get there?
Probably
Kurt,
bobsled. All the track and field are bobsledders, so you could.
I'll do my best to start practicing outside and on my street. Okay, I have some, of course, Milan Cortina, asking all those questions, how that was. Everybody's getting to ask you that. But I'm curious about how many folks you know who are dentists and also Olympians. That's got to be a first, yeah?
Yeah, I think I'm the only one of the type, at least that I'm aware of. If I miss somebody, sorry.
What was the lead up like going to Milan Cortina with your work? Like, what did that look like? Training, getting time off, and all of that stuff.
Yeah, my work has been so accommodating and helpful. And just when I got the job at this office, I've been there for 6 years now. I said, okay, if you want to hire me, that's great, but I have this little problem called curling. It's going to take me away, a decent amount and maybe for months at a time. And they're like, that's fine. Like, we'll figure it out. And so they've been great. They've helped me through 2 Olympic cycles, and patients are great. Like, they love talking about it, hearing about it. I've had a few patients that come in and some other provider was going to see them, and they're like, no, I want to see the Olympian. And the guy's like, okay, Tara, all yours. They don't want me.
You're booked and busy. Hilarious.
Yeah,
I love that so much.
exactly.
Your role as a dentist, are you you're up in mouths, doing all of that stuff?
Yep, doing the fillings, the crowns, the root canals, extractions, all the fun nitty gritty.
That has to make it, actually, to be honest, I might have to go see you too, because I don't like the dentist. And if I get to hear all of your stories, that would make me actually get to the dentist and have an enjoyable experience, I bet.
Exactly. I had a guy in the chair today and he goes, I did not think I would have fun today. And I was like, well, welcome to hanging out with me.
Yay. Oh, well, awesome. You guys, you seem to be just super awesome, and you seem to be in all the right roles that you're meant to be in. I'm just curious, curling. Tell me about how you got into curling, what that experience was like for you. Did you try other sports as well?
Yeah, so curling is very much a niche sport. Most people, you kind of are born into it. It's a family sport, so somebody in your family did it, and that's how you do it. So we have family ties to Canada. My grandpa curled up there when he lived there. he moved down to the States when my mom was quite young, but it was a men's only sport, only guys are allowed because they were smoking, they were drinking. Women like weren't even allowed to be in the club. It was in 2000 that one of my mom's friends was curling and said, hey, I remember your dad used to do this. Why don't you come down and try it, bring the family? So we all went down to the St. Paul Curling Club and in St. Paul, Minnesota. And we tried it, and my parents signed us up for the junior program, which was Saturday mornings. And we always joke, we have a brother too who he'll curl occasionally, but didn't get into it as much as us. But we always joked that we hated it. Like we didn't have any friends, and B, it was Saturday mornings early. Who wants to get up early on a Saturday morning, right?
Right, exactly. And wait, how old were you again?
I was 8 and Tab was 10.
Yeah. What kid wants to get up that's 8 years old early on a Saturday morning?
And it was like a 30-minute drive to get to the club. But anyway, my parents said, well, you're doing this. So we did it, and eventually we got good. We met friends. So then all of a sudden we liked it and started doing some tournaments kind of around the city. And again, kind of got good at it. So we kind of took it from there. You had asked, had we done other sports? And yes, my parents put us in absolutely every sport you can think of to, find out A, what you like, and B, what you're good at. So we slowly kind of dwindled down. Okay, I'm not going to play softball anymore. I'm not going to play soccer anymore. I'm just kind of focusing on curling. I still do a lot of recreational things. I golf a lot, but curling's kind of the main thing. But all the other sports are just kind of, a way to keep your body active and a way to work out without working out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. So multi-sport athletes, curling is the one that stuck. If you were to be able to describe to an outsider, hypothetically, how curling works in like a sort of an elevator, would it be a pitch? Can you help me understand how I might get into curling and what I would need to know about how the sport is played? Yeah.
So after every Olympic boom, like there's so many more curling clubs than there were, let's say, 12 years ago. So literally anybody can just Google, find a curling club near me, and I guarantee you there's one within an hour, at least at 2 hours of most people. Like they're all over the place. They might not have dedicated ice, but they're in a hockey rink that on Sundays they have curling. So it's like way more accessible than it was back in the day, but it's a fun sport. It's one of the things that not many sports, it's kind of like golf. You go out for a round with your buddies, you're drinking, you're having fun. It doesn't need to be only Olympians can do it. So like my sister and I still play in a league on Tuesday nights. We've been in that league since I was in middle school. So we're coming up on like 20 years I've been in this league, and there's not many sports where you can say, oh yeah, I play in league against an Olympian, because it's just a beer league, right?
Yeah, that's amazing. It's like a bowling league, but it's like an Olympian. Yeah, that's awesome. At what point did you and your sister realize that like you could potentially make the Olympic team?
Yeah, I think that kind of aha moment for me came, my first junior world championships was in 2009. So it was the test event for the Vancouver 2010 Olympics. So for the test event, they always have you literally in the arena. They have the drivers that they're going to have for the Olympians, because they're trying to just, work out the kinks and everything. So we were in the Olympic Village, or not, we weren't in the Olympic Village, excuse me, but we were in the Olympic Stadium and treated like Olympians. And that was when we kind of had that, okay, if I keep at this, I could do something with this.
That's awesome. What an incredible feeling. And you guys have both achieved it. Did you guys both make the Olympic team for the first time together?
No. So she's been to 3. 2018 was her first. I was in dental school. So I took 2 to 3 years off when I was in dental school. And then that's kind of another funny story. I went to that Olympics as a spectator in 2018. I was like, all right, this is my last year of dental school, but I got to go to the Olympics, right? We might not get back. And just being a spectator, I was like, okay, this is so cool, but next time I want to be down on the ice. I want to be down there playing. And I did. So then in 2022, I got on her team, and then we made it together.
Amazing. I love that so much. That is so rare to have your family member as good as you, or you guys can have your own sister rivalry, but however that goes.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, be able to compete together at the highest level of a sport and or work together in any regard, and Do you guys get along? Is there sibling rivalry that exists? Yeah.
No, not really. We've been good friends. Yeah,
Yeah.
we live close. Our babies are close in age. Like we do a lot of things together. Have a lot of mutual friends, so it works out.
Choosing dentistry, can you share with me like what what was the spark for you to choose to be a dentist or to go down that pathway?
Well, kind of like curling. I like to say I was kind of, it's in the family with dentistry. My dad's a dentist, my mom's a hygienist. Again, I saw that the life that we lived, it was good. You know, you're on call as a dentist, but you're not really on call. Nobody's life is on the line in the dental chairs, but you still get to be in medical. You get to have patients, the relationships with patients that you see from for however many years you practice with them. Like not many other practitioners, I guess, get that to see someone from age 2 through, you know, however old they are.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. So I am curious about what your schedule looks like. Like you're a dentist, needed. Hello, clients. You are training for the Olympics. You are a mom. What can you walk us through like what a day in the life of Tara looks like? Perhaps
Yes.
even a week if you can make it truncated.
Yes, I can. I definitely can. Because you're right. In order to make it all work, you got to have a good schedule. You got to have it written down.
Yeah.
So I work Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I work Monday and Friday are my normal hours, like 8 to 5 or 7 to 4. Wednesdays, I work like 1 to 5, 1 to 6-ish. So then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are my curling days. So we'll go to my trainer, we'll practice, have like a sports psych meeting or nutrition or whatnot. But those are the dedicated, for sure, Tuesday, Thursdays, and then Wednesday mornings are my dedicated curling days. Weekends, if we're around and it's the season, we'll practice those days. And then I'm lucky that we have full-time daycare. I would not be able to do it without daycare. So on those days, if I can see my kid before when I'm done with curling, I'll pick him up early from daycare or whatnot. But I also have a very helpful spouse who works a normal 9 to 5 job, and then very helpful in-laws and parents and aunts and uncles and friends and family. Like it literally takes a village, and I have that village behind me, and there is no way I'd be as successful as I have been without all those people.
I heard that you also used a sports psych. Is that something that's
sure.
implemented within your programming or something that you sought out yourself? And can you tell us like why you think you use a sports psych?
Oh, yeah. I mean, sports psychology is huge, I think, in life, but in curling specifically as well. We have a sports psychologist, Carly. She is fantastic. She's been with USA Curling for a long time. I think this was her 3rd Olympic cycle. So I've been working with her for like 12 years. So I feel like she's kind of my own psychologist. Like when I need mental help, she's like, Tara, I could get you your own like therapist. I was like, no, you know me. This is fine. So, but just talking about everything, like your life affects your sport. Like if you're not in a good headspace for whatever reason, like you're not going to perform well at your sport. So figuring all that out and talking through everything is huge. And then curling is there's a lot of mental like thinking, but there's also like you're sitting in the hack and you got to not have any negative thoughts running through your brain before you're about to deliver the rock, because you need to get your heart rate down. You need to go through your pre-shot routine. It's kind of like golf in that sense. Like if you're thinking about don't hit it in the water, you're probably going to hit it in the water. So you need to change that mindset of, okay, we're going to aim for the pin. So a lot of like the work I've done with her, but also like the work I've done on my own is reading a ton of like golf sports psych books, because they're very relatable for curling.
Okay, so we're waiting for your curling book to come out so that we can all get into the psych.
Right?
Yeah,
I've kind of thought about that.
I'm into it. I can't
But
wait.
that'll
For
be
it
the
to
next
come out.
thing.
Yeah, I'll be here to promote it. We love that. So do you think that as well as having sports psychology, having, something else outside of your sport is also helpful for your mind? Do you think, or do you find it more distracting at times? How do you feel like it works for you?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's very important to just be a well-rounded person. There's most curlers actually are full-time curlers, not in the US, other countries. But like that's all they do. They get paid to do it. We just don't have the funding for that. But I've thought about that. Like, would I actually want to be a full-time curler? And I'm not sure I do because
Yeah.
I have an outlet. Like when I'm sick of curling or, you go through phases or, life, right? I need something else. And I think that's what makes me who I am is having just all these different parts of me.
Yeah.
Like I need to use my brain in different ways and my social aspect and all that. So yeah, I think it's a really big benefit. Plus, it's just made me better with time management because I only have so many hours in the day and I got to get all this done.
Yeah, I feel you. And yeah, alleviating pressure is the goal at the end of the day, right? Because you don't want to take all that with you. When you are, for all of our listeners who, are watching you, when you are in, like at the Olympics and in that moment and feeling pressure, is pressure something that you do experience even with sports psychology? And if so, like how do you, if your sports psychologist isn't there, like what are some things that you do or tell yourself to alleviate that?
Yeah, I mean, pressure is always there, but one of the main things that we always talk about is that pressure is a privilege. Like you just remind yourself, like I'm here, like I'm lucky that I get to feel this pressure. Everyone else would like die to be in my shoes right now. So reminding yourself of that. And I mean, the big thing is take a deep breath, right? Like we all know we need oxygen. So that just kind of grounds you. I know I do it, right? When I say it, you need to take a deep breath. But take a deep breath. And then like one of the things I always do is I just kind of tell myself like, okay, you've done this 100 times. You're literally just at the St. Paul Curling Club. You're just at practice with your coach, like just going through the motions. Like you could do this in your sleep. You've done it so many times to just kind of try to like downsize the extreme of what you're about to do. And then to add another thing, like with curling, we're on a time clock, right? So you don't actually have that much time to talk yourself off the ledge. So you got to do it kind of quick.
Yeah,
exactly. But then again, with curling, like we all have a pre-shot routine. Like you do the same thing, the same way. You clean the rock. I don't know. I put my hair behind my ears or whatever it is. Like you do the same thing every time. And that kind of brings you back to the moment.
I love that. Okay. Find your little superstitious thing that you do that helps you feel calm. I understand that fully 100%. Like there are some things that are uncontrollable, like things that I feel like I've learned in motherhood. Would you say that there's things that you've learned in motherhood that have leveled up your ability to handle the uncontrollables? Or, how do you think that your motherhood has potentially helped you?
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, you don't really realize what being a mother is like until you're actually a mother. Like it's that love you feel for this teeny little human. It's crazy. And then even just like the amazing things that the human body can do to grow this child. Like it's just wild. It's absolutely wild. But I mean, number one, it makes you definitely more time management skills, like I talked about, because you got a lot to do. But also the things that I thought were such a big deal before are not. Like in the grand scheme of things, it's like little things maybe I'd worry about at work. I'm like, that doesn't matter. Like what matters is grazing this human and just getting snuggles from this little baby. Or like with curling, obviously I want to win absolutely every game. Like I'm not there to lose. But at the end of the day, it's just a game. And like I get to go home to my family. So it's just kind of put less stress on the rest of the things in my life, I think, which I think is a good thing.
That's amazing. I feel you. All of the things. No, it is. So it's like its own little life lesson. Every time you wake up and there's these other people that are relying on you to help them stay alive.
Yes.
You're doing your best, and then you're still your own person where you are pursuing your own goals and your dreams. I wouldn't say like own goals, because like I think raising the family is part of the goals, but now there's additional goals that are like not necessarily always involving them. Yeah. And one of them is I want to take it back to the Olympics and going to the games, and just like what that setup was like for you guys. You received a grant, you and your sister both received a grant to get to the Olympic Games. Who did you bring with you? And like, I wasn't there. So I want you to, I'm in your chair now. Tell me, like, from the packing to coordinating to who you needed with you to what your bags looked like, to landing to did you use the
Yeah.
nursery? I want to hear all of it.
All the things.
Yes.
So we went to Switzerland first for like a training camp. For that, we didn't pack, I tried to pack as little as possible because after Switzerland, we were then going to Milan to then go through Team USA processing and get all of the USA gear. So we didn't have any of that yet. So I don't want to bring more stuff knowing that I'm going to, as you know, get luggage upon luggage of all the gear. So I brought as little as possible to Switzerland. Basically, I brought just like stuff I needed. Like I brought my own pillow. But then in Switzerland, it was great. We trained and got acclimated, did some workouts, and then we took the train down to Milan. And that's where then we went to the hotel that the Team USA was doing their processing in. And that was so fun. And that was my first like real processing because, again, the Olympics before was COVID, so we didn't get to do any of that. So then stayed the night in Milan, and then we took a bus to Cortina. It was like a 6-hour bus ride from Milan to Cortina. And then got to the Olympic Village, and it was, like I said, the views were just unbelievable. Like, as we're driving into the town, you're just like, this is so cool. And even, like, the drive was just gorgeous, as you can imagine. Even the train ride down from Zurich was very cool.
Amazing.
Like, I don't know, we're just not used to all the mountains and everything being so close, and at least I'm not. I live in the Midwest. And then, I got to the village, tons of people welcoming us there, and we moved into our little RV park, and we're like, how are we going to get all of our USA gear into these rooms? And when our luggage arrived, we somehow did it. It was actually, they put pretty good shelving units and little closets in there that this teeny little room actually fit all of our stuff. I was shocked. Then we were able to put like the suitcases, because then we had three huge suitcases underneath our bed. And then actually we had a towel, or not a towel rack, but a clothing rack in the bathroom. So then we had all of our coats hung up in the bathroom.
Amazing.
So you had to like move that around the toilet when you wanted to use the toilet.
Are you and your sister rooming together? Are you guys hanging out, or do you guys try to branch out and be more social?
Yeah, so we never room together when we're on the road. We find we're better. We're good friends, but so we've never roomed together through curling.
That's fair.
Because we can bicker, right? We don't need that. Like,
no.
Yeah.
Let's keep the
so
environment nice and fresh and like get another experience. I see you all the time, sis. Love you. However, bye.
Exactly. So we roomed with a teammate. And it was just fine.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So you're there, you're socializing with other people. Doesn't mean your sister's off limits, but just less of sis all the time. The cafeteria, like all of that, all the food is up to par for you. You loving it? Did you bring your own snacks?
The food was okay. I'm kind of picky. And I'm very lucky that Team USA brought so much snacks, and they had a nutritionist come, and she made like great food. Like she made homemade yogurt, she made overnight oats, like she made a bunch of the stuff so we could be getting enough nutrients.
Okay, so you're handling, you're in your room now, you're handling what you got to do from a nutrition standpoint. Now, fast forward, it is time to like pre-competition. Is family there yet? Or are they okay? Have you planned to see them?
No. So my family got there right like at the first game. So still haven't seen them. I guess we've been over there for maybe like a week and a half.
How long is the game? Is your competition? How many days?
We compete for like 2 weeks, basically. It's like 10 to 12 days, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
So my husband and baby and his parents flew over, and they got there right there for our first game.
So you didn't get to really hang out with your family in between. You probably wouldn't anyways. 10 to 12 days. That's a long time.
Yeah, it's
like stay in it,
I wanted
right?
to. Right. You kind of do your time, say hi, spend a little bit of time. Or like one night I put the baby to bed, and then I was like, I gotta go, because like we gotta stay in competition mode. And
That's right. Yeah.
and oftentimes in the last season, like the baby wasn't with me anyway, so it's just different. So I'm not gonna change my routine.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but when you said 10 to 12 days, ours is like 3 to 4. I'd probably do 5 days. I was like, oh, wow. You're amazing. Just being able to, but you're constantly in competition. There's more rounds to go through. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Curling is different that way. That, yeah, most sports, like you said, like there's like 5 days max of like that you're
Yep.
doing it, right? And then you're done. Or like look at, bobsled luge, it's like 3 days and then they're done. Curling is literally the entire time. It's a marathon.
Is curling a type of sport where there's probably mental burnout, but also like physically can there be like overuse injuries? And if so, what is the common knock injury that would knock somebody out?
Yeah, there's a lot because we're constantly doing the same movement. So like a lot of us have hip issues because we're in a lunge, but only one lunge for the entire time. So
Yeah.
and then a lot of people will get like shoulder issues from sweeping.
Okay. Okay. If you were to talk to a younger athlete in the sport or just an athlete coming up in the sport, what would you say to them to help preserve their longevity?
Yeah, that's a good question. Cross train. I mean, you gotta lift weights, but you also gotta, make sure you're working those little little muscles too, right? Like, so we do a lot of band work, the clams and hip thrusters, things like that, to just make sure that you getting everything.
Now let's speak to the demographic, which we're a part of, like moms. Like, what did you do to, one, stay sort of sharp for the sport while in your pregnancy, and then postpartum, how did you recover so that you could return to sport?
Yeah, I think I was very lucky that I did have sport when I got pregnant because you just continue with life as usual, right? Like you just keep doing it, and it's like, okay, well, I don't want to get fat, and my body's going to grow, so I'm just going to keep going to my trainer and keep doing everything I've already been doing.
Yeah.
Like literally the day I delivered, I had golfed 18 holes that day, and we went to the Minnesota State Fair, and I'd walked like 5 more miles after walking on the golf course. Like you're active.
Yeah.
Whereas I think if I didn't have curling, I wouldn't have been nearly as active because I don't know, I feel like I'm not as disciplined if I don't have an end goal. And that goal is the Olympics. That goal is to, for curling. And I know it could be the goal of, okay, it's good for your health, but that's just not how my brain works. I feel like you might understand that too. It's the competition. I want the competition.
Yeah, this is the regimen. This is what we're doing. Nothing. We don't need to change too much. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what about coming back?
Again, same thing. Like, it's like, okay, well, I got to get my body back because I got to get on the ice. My team needs me. And it was really specific because my sister and I had babies at the same time. I went 12 weeks before her. So literally I needed to get back because she was out and we were both out and the team needed us. So I went back probably
That's
sooner than I
pressure.
should have. Right. So like
Yeah.
I went, I think my OB was like she's like, Tara, I know you want to get back on the ice, but you got to like be smart. She goes, I don't want you doing really anything for like 2 weeks. And I was like, fine. So literally on that 2 week mark, then that's when I went and practiced for the first time. But I went to my first competition at 7 weeks postpartum. And we went up to Canada with the baby, with my husband, and played in a big tournament because my team needed me. So like it was that motivation of I need to get back. I need to get my body back as quick as I can.
Yeah.
But also, like I remember talking to my coach, she's a female. She's had 2 babies and also had like done it all while curling. And she's like, Tara, because I was like, my body hurts. And she goes, it's okay. Just you got to kind of fake it till you make it. Like, don't tell the team that you're hurting. Just pretend like you're doing that, like or whatever she said. And I was like, okay. Like but again, it's that mind over matter. Like just telling yourself you can do this, and you could do it.
When
And
you say your body hurt, like just getting back into the rhythm of the training, like soreness, muscles in places that hadn't really been activated, or are you talking like
I think
sacral,
mostly my abs. Like I think
that thing that
actually
was
no, I think
overstretched for like 9 months?
weird how that works. And like
Weird.
with sweeping, you use a whole lot of abs to do that. So like that's what I was like, it hurts. Like I'm not sweeping as good as I normally do. And that's when she's like, just do the best you can with sweeping.
Yeah.
And like you're asking me these questions, like I don't even remember because I feel like half of it I blacked out, right? Like because you don't have time to think about, okay, I'm in pain because I got to go back and I got to breastfeed and then I got to get back out on the ice and I got to sleep at some point, but baby's still waking up in the middle of the night.
Oh my gosh. What keeps bringing you back to compete, and how do you see yourself competing in curling for several more Olympics to come?
Oof, I don't know. That's a big question.
Okay, let's start with the first one. What brought you back to competition? What kept bringing you back?
I just I love the thrill of competition. Like I find like with any sport, even like when I go out to play around a golf, like if there's nothing on the line, it's just kind of like, you're just hitting the ball around. But like if you put me in competition mode, oh, everybody watch out because I'm gonna win. Like, so like that's fun for me.
I want to see you at the team offsite, within your practice. It's just a game, Tara. You're like, is it?
And not to me.
Yeah. Yeah. A game can be won, by the way.
Right.
Okay. So we have a couple of things. We have to make sure that Tara has a goal at the end of whatever her physical movement is for. Like, why are we doing this? If you want to get something done, make it a competition or a game. It's going to get done by Tara. And in order to get her to stretch, or anybody who is just like she and I, we want to make sure we create a list box and so that we can check it off. It's an accomplishment. We can frame it and get like a certificate at the end of the day.
Yeah, you've basically summed me up to a T.
Let's go. Oh, let's go. I just want to ask you one more question, and it's just like a little bit, we'll get to the rapid fires, but I'm just curious, like, this has been so awesome just connecting with on all of the things that have brought you to where you are now in your life. There has had to have been some tough moments, I'm assuming. And, if there had been, you don't have to share it, but I'm curious, like, what did you learn from those tough moments, and what have you done moving forward, from what you've learned?
Yeah. There's always tough moments. I mean, I can remember, I probably, like I said, blacked out a lot of them, but like postpartum, like right away, it's like, this is so hard. Like, again, how do people do this? How do you wake up every 2 hours to feed this child that won't stop crying? Like, we've all had those moments. But you get through them, and leaning on your friends, leaning on your family, leaning on your spouse, that's how you get through them. And then another thing, like the post-Olympic blues is a real thing. Like, you kind of don't really realize it until you get back and you're just like, like there was so much wrap up, like so much hype and everything, and then actually being there is fantastic and so much fun. You get all this gear, you're really great, you're on TV, like all these things, and then you come home and it's just like, now I have to be a normal person again? Like, where's my entourage?
Yeah.
So like,
no, it's
that's
real.
it's real, and it's hard. And I always say, like, after the last Olympics, like, I was very thankful that I had a job to go back to, because that's something like all of a sudden, like, you worked 4 years for this one moment and that moment's over. Now what? And I'm like, well, life as usual. Like, I'm going to go back to work and just be a normal person. And like a lot of athletes don't have that. So that's another thing, like being a well-rounded person, I think is good, because you have that other outlet to lean on. And then like this one, coming home and I have a baby, like, and I have a work, and it's just, again, life as usual, but like, it was different, because I'm like, okay, Eddie has to go to daycare. Well, he doesn't have to go to daycare, but I'm going to send Eddie to daycare. And then the weather here when we got home from the Olympics was just crappy. It was like 30 and kind of snow. Like, it was just cold. And I'm like, it's yucky outside. I don't have anything to do. What do I do? Because I don't work full time. So like on those days I was like, I got to stay busy. So I like cleaned the entire basement. I went through all the baby stuff and like organized it and got rid of extra stuff. Like, I had to, like, literally, like we said, make a list to keep me busy. Otherwise I was going to go crazy. So like, that was, again, those were the hard times, but I know myself and how to get over those, which is helpful.
You very much gave like, this too shall pass. And, there's some active movement that has to happen to also help it pass. I'm going to take that with me. Thank you for sharing that. When you have the next generation of folks watching you, what do you hope that they see when they watch you?
Yeah, I think that it's important, like, that people see you can have a life outside of sport with, like I said, whether that's having a job, but like with curling specific, like career as an athlete doesn't need to end just because you become a mother. Like that's something like with curling that's been a bit harder because it is hard to get back into it and all that. And I was lucky that my team, my coaches and everybody was very supportive. And even like the USOPC is so supportive now, and maybe they weren't 10 years ago. Like it's just becoming more of a thing to like support women beyond that, so it doesn't have to end. And I know that's everything that you do with For All Mothers, like right, like that's everything that you've been talking about, but it's very true, like that you can do it all. Like you can go to the Olympics, you can have a professional career, and you can be a mother. Like it doesn't need to end to do a different, part of your life.
I love it. I love it. Looking back at your journey and as it continues as an athlete, sister, dentist, mother, Olympian, what are you most proud of beyond the medals and the results?
Probably just my kid, because he's so dang cute.
Yeah. That's real. But before we let you go, I want to make sure we can keep it a little bit more levity with a rapid fire. Are you down?
Oh, okay.
Okay. What's one word that describes your team?
Fun.
What's one word that describes you?
Fun.
I agree. A moment you'll never forget.
The Olympics.
Something motherhood taught you.
Patience.
Your happy place outside of curling.
The golf course.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to come on the golf course with you one of these days. I'm not saying I'm good. I'm just saying it sounds like you're a good time. We have similar ideals around games, and that's going to get us more time to be able to chat together. But before then, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on and for running it back with me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, and thanks for all that you do and helping support mothers, and myself included in that. It's been a fun journey to take with you.
Next time we have to get signs and actually be in person, then be ready for like post-event hangout, just so we can turn all the way up and have a good time. But
I'm game.
Until then, I'll drop myself into the Twin Cities, and you'll be like, "Oh, she was so serious." I'm like, "Hey, it's me." Oh, that's so funny. Actually,
That's fine.